video, I am going to discuss what kind of influencer you are. So a lot of people, when you're just starting out, are trying to figure out who they are as an influencer, what they have to offer, where they fit in this influencer world. And I figured that I would do a video to help you guys sort of kind of guide you into how you can present yourself as an influencer and sort of figure out where you belong in this influencer situation. So the first thing I'm going to talk about are the types of influencers that exist. You guys need to know this. No matter what category you are, no matter what niche you are, you need to know where you fall in line as an influencer. So typically there are 5 types of influencers. There are nano influencers, there are micro influencers, there are mid-tier influencers, there are macro influencers, and there are mega influencers. We're gonna go through what each one is, so don't worry, and we're gonna talk about how you can brand yourself and make money as an influencer, no matter what level you're on. So a nano influencer is someone who's obviously on the smaller scale of influencers. You have 1,000 to about 10,000 followers, which is totally okay. You can still make money as a nano influencer. I think one of the misconceptions is that you can't make money when you are a smaller influencer. That's absolutely false, okay? I have been making money since I started my YouTube channel 10 years ago. That does not matter. And I'm talking about making money outside of being a YouTuber, outside of getting, you know, your YouTube AdSense or whatever. I'm talking about making money through brand deals, endorsements, and things like that. You can still get brand deals. You can still get endorsements with 1 to 10,000 followers. It's all about engagement, and it's all about how you present yourself as a brand. So a micro influencer typically has 10,000 to 50,000 followers. This is basically the next tier up from a nano influencer. So you can probably ask for a little bit more money. You probably have really good engagement as well. I have found that the people with the smaller audiences tend to have a better engagement rate and a better reaction from their audience because it's a smaller community. You are talking to them more. You have more time to talk to your audience. You don't get lost in having all these followers and not being able to keep up. I would say out of all of the influencer levels, micro influencers and the mega influencers seem to be where brands tend to follow. You can make money through any tier that you're at, obviously, but I've noticed that brands, just from my personal experience and dealing with people in this industry, brands tend to look at micro influencers a lot because they seem to have really good engagement rates and they feel like they're more authentic. They feel like they really reach their audience. They're more relatable. They're more like a regular person, but someone who would more likely use a product than maybe a mega influencer who's going to come off as a paid product or paid content creator, if that makes sense. So this isn't knocking any level of influencer. No matter what level you're at, you're still great as an influencer. I'm just telling you what brands tend to look for. A lot of brands look for micro, mega, and that in between, that macro influencer, they look for that as well. But I would say that I've seen a lot of PR reps, a lot of brands saying they're looking for the more relatable, the micro influencer. Now, obviously, mega influencers are going to be a go-to. People like Kim Kardashian, people who have really big influence, really big buying power. People are going to buy whatever they post. So those people, celebrities, are always going to be a go-to, obviously, for brands, but also they like to sort of look at the smaller influencers as well. The people who fall in the middle still obviously make really good money as long as they have a really good engagement rate. You know, pricing, we're not going to get into all of that, but I will say that you can price based on your engagement and your following. So obviously the more followers you have and the better your engagement is, the more money you can charge when you are an influencer. Mid-tier influencers are 50K to about 500K followers. These people are relatable as well. These are your, I would say, bigger influencers. They're not necessarily celebrities yet, but they're just really big influencers. And the ones I think who fall on the smaller side, like the 50 to 100,000 followers, those people are still sort of coming off relatable and still people that brands want to work with because they pretty much tend to have good engagement rates as well. I feel like most of this is based on your engagement. So make sure that you guys are paying attention to your engagement rates. You can find that information in your insights on most of these platforms. YouTube offers it. Instagram does offer it, TikTok, they all offer this information. You need to know your engagement rate when negotiating with brands and working with brands. It's super important. They're gonna ask you, lots of times they have software where they can figure this out for themselves. So it's really good to just be honest about that. Don't lie, because most of these brands already know when they reach out to you what your engagement is. Some of them already have access to that type of software to figure that out. So it's best to just be honest and, you know, just tell them the truth. You know, this is my engagement rate, blah, 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 and just sort of tell them what you have to offer when negotiating. But also don't undercut yourself. This is one of the things that I truly believe in. Charge what you believe you are worth. If they don't want to work with you, you can always negotiate when it comes to pricing. But if they're absolutely just not interested or being disrespectful after reaching out and, you know what I mean, don't want to move forward based on a price, then you don't need to work with them. That's just my personal opinion. It's not that serious. But also, you know, there is a fine line. I feel like when you're a smaller influencer, it is okay to do free work. A lot of people don't like that idea. I think it's okay when you're developing a relationship with a brand. It can also lead to future paid projects in the future. So I think it's about the relationship. Just use your own discernment there. You can decide that, like, is this brand worth me posting for free over, or, you know, or should I get paid? I feel like once you get to a certain level, you should absolutely be paid no matter what. But you can still get paid even as a smaller influencer. What you should charge is really based on your engagement and your following. And there are tons of sites and places that kind of give you that idea. And if you don't know, you can always sign up for our course. I cover most of that in my course. So, you know, we talk about that there. The next tier would be macro, which is about 500,000 to 1 million followers. Obviously, these people can charge out the wazoo. They charge lots and lots of money. I've seen 30,000, 40,000, 50,000 paid for a post for someone of this level, even a little lower. So it really just depends on what you think you're worth and your engagement. Like I always say, sometimes people can have like a tons of followers and still have a low engagement rate. And that doesn't necessarily mean they bought their followers. Lots of times people just don't engage with their audience or don't know what time to post. Make sure you're looking at your analytics and seeing what the best time to post is. That's when you're going to get the most engagement on your channel, your page, whatever platform you're on. So always look at when your audience is on the internet or when they're on the app you're on or YouTube or whatever. Make sure you pay attention to that, because that's when you're going to know you know, essentially when to post your content. That's the best time to post your content, and that is when you're going to get the most engagement. What also creates engagement on your page is talking to your audience, engaging with them, you know, making comments, going back and forth, asking questions, telling them to comment, giving them a call to action, telling them, hey, comment below, or, you know, asking them a question in your captions on Instagram. Make it relatable. Always make your content relatable. I believe in serving people, so I believe in making content that serves versus content that is self-serving. In my opinion, when you have something to offer that people want, they're gonna keep coming back to you, whether it's information, entertainment, whatever. If you're creating content that's sort of just pointless, most people are just gonna be like, what is this? You know what I mean? You want to make yourself relatable and create a relationship with your audience. So that is what's going to essentially get you the followers, the engagement, and the people to keep coming back, to create loyalty, to create returning subscribers or followers and things like that. So the next tier would obviously be mega influencers, and these are your celebrities, the people who have over 1 million followers, and who else? And regular people have over 1 million followers as well. But I'm just saying, like, these are the people who have 1 million followers and up. I'm pretty sure they charge a lot of money for their posts and things like that. They're probably not posting free content unless they choose to. So my In my opinion, just make sure you guys pay attention to your engagement rates, you pay attention to your following. It's also important to find your niche or however you say it as an influencer. You want to make sure you know what category you fall into. Even though we know where we stand in terms of following and engagement, you want to make sure that your content makes sense. You want to make sure that you sort of have a cohesive content strategy. So you want to make sure that you communicate your niche properly to your audience. You want to make sure that it's clear who you are as an influencer, what you have to offer, and what your brand is. So if you are a gamer, then that's the kind of content you should be putting out. If you are a lifestyle influencer, then obviously lifestyle falls under several categories. So whatever you choose to focus on at that time, I recommend putting out. So like for me, I know that a lot of my food content does the best on my channel, a lot of my hair content, things like that. And since I fall under the lifestyle category, I focus on the things that bring me the most views, the most engagement, the best response. So I try to make sure that my content is relatable, it makes sense, and I'm really driving home that message to my audience, what I want to convey. So whatever that message is, you need to make sure you center in on it, figure it out, who you are, what you have to offer, and let your audience know why they should be following you. So basically like a who, what, and why situation. So like, who am I? What am I talking about? What is my brand? And why you need to pay attention to me and why I can help you or whatever I have to offer you. That's what you want to make sure you get through to your audience. That's how you're going to develop an audience, essentially, by putting out the content that your audience wants to see. So once you establish your audience, you need to make sure you create a schedule for your content, let them know when you're going to post, upload, or whatever the case may be on YouTube specifically. Now for Instagram and other platforms, I feel like paying attention to just when your audience is on is the best time for you to post, obviously, like I've already said. But on YouTube specifically, creating a schedule and knowing when your audience is on is sort of when you want to post your videos on YouTube. And again, you want to make sure that your message is clear, you have developed your audience, and you know exactly the type of content you want to put out and how you want to brand yourself as an influencer. And this is at any stage. Obviously, if you've developed an audience to the point where you have thousands and thousands of followers, you pretty much kind of should already know what you are, who you are as an influencer. Now, I personally have gone through changes. My channel actually started out as a channel where I uploaded my television content, and then I realized that, wait a minute, this could be a thing. So then I started uploading hair content, beauty content. So I started out essentially as a beauty blogger, but as I grew, my channel grew. I decided that, you know, I didn't want to put myself in a box and just be a beauty blogger and talk about hair. I wanted to talk about fashion, food, hair, beauty. I wanted to cover it all on my channel because that's who I was, or who I am as a person. I'm basically all of those things. I can do everything. So why should I limit myself to just one type of content? However, once you develop an audience that's used to a certain type of content, you need to let them know if you're going to be making changes on your channel, or do what I did and create a totally separate channel for that specific content. Yes, it's work. Yes, you're gonna have to build a new audience, and you can even, you know, if they're loyal, they'll just go over to the other channel, or they'll watch the channel that you already have. But if you are somebody like me who has lifestyle content, just sort of ease them into it. Start talking about other things in your videos. Don't necessarily just throw at them all this random content, but sort of let them know, like, hey guys, you know, I love you guys. Thank you for rocking with me for such and such time. We're going to be expanding this channel into more content. We're going to be talking about other things. Ask them what they think, ask them how they feel, and make your decision based off of that. If your audience seems to give you all the same response, like, we love that idea, yes, we want to see more content like this from you, or no, we hate it, we only want to see this, then you're gonna have to make a decision. Should I create this content for a different platform or on a different channel, or continue with this channel and just totally put up different content? Your audience can either go with you or they're not, and most people will. Most people buy into who you are as an influencer. even if you are entertaining or offering some sort of information, they still watch you because of you. You know what I mean? So I feel like most people will change with you. Your true loyal subscribers or followers will grow as you grow. This is life. This is a learning experience. We're not going to stay the same. We're constantly changing, and so is your content. Your content is going to constantly change. And if you feel like you're getting burnt out, it's totally okay to take a break and let your audience know, like, hey, you guys, you know, I'm a little burnt out. What content do you guys want to see? Maybe they can help you, give you some suggestions, let you know, like, hey, we're still with you. We love you. We want to see this from you. You know, just keeping that relationship honest, clear, letting them feel like they're involved in what you're doing is so important. So that's my advice. I feel like these are the things that I've learned over the years, some of the mistakes that I've made, and I just wanted to share them with other influencers. So yeah. So again, remember, no matter what level influencer you are, you can still make money. You can still pitch brands and negotiate and talk to them. I do have a pitch template that is available on my website for purchase. If you want to pitch a brand, you can download the pitch template. You can literally use it to pitch brands. And if you do purchase it, please send me your feedback. Let me know. I want to know if you guys are booking anything with these pitch templates. I created one, so I'm going to put it on the site for y'all. Also, I offer the pitch template for free when you take the course. So let me know what you guys think. Love you guys, and I'll talk to you in my next video. Bye.